I'm on Sherwood Heath today, just outside the village of Ollerton. I'm on a little crusade. For many years I've been after this particular form of this species since I last found it many years ago, and we're probably talking well over a decade here. I found it on some gorse just over there. It's a spider. It's one of our three common orb-weaving spiders, which include Arrhenius quadratus, Arrhenius diadematus, and finally Arrhenius marmorius. It's marmorius that I'm after, and not the bright yellow one, although that will be the most likely one we find actually here. But it's a colour form of marmorius that is just to die for. Only ever seen the one example from over there, and never seen it again. But it is the most strikingly coloured and marked spider, personally, I've ever seen. However, spider season, at least orb-weaving spider season, seems to be on the decline, and an early finish seems likely. Well, I finally found a web and a retreat that has an occupant. This, of course, is Arrhenius quadratus, and this is the most magnificent specimen I've perhaps seen. Beautifully coloured, almost yellow to an ochre coloration, and the folium is outlined in white, and there's various other white markings. It's a truly beautiful spider. And she's large as well, and heavily gravid, as you can see. The legs are beautifully annulated, going from light to dark. But this is quite interesting here today on Sherwood Heath, because I'm looking for one particular spider and one particular colour variant of the spider, and it's not this species, it's another one of our three main orb web weavers, and it's Arrhenius marmorius, but it's one that has a really distinct, beautiful paisley pattern. I've never seen one example of it, and it was on here on gorse, so that's my target for today, to try and hopefully find Arrhenius marmorius in the first place, but also to find the beautiful variant that I'm after. In the meantime, for those of you who love your spiders, you can sit and admire this, because she's an absolute beauty. Her retreat and a large orb web is, of course, built on heather, but it seems that this spider is ending the season early. Hopefully there'll be some more, and there'll be different colours to this one, but this one is the most magnificent spider. Absolutely beautiful. As I've said before, even if you don't like spiders, you can't fail to appreciate the beauty of the abdomens and the colourings and markings of these large orb weavers. They're cracking things. Now here's the orb-weaving spider that most of you will be familiar with, because this species will be in virtually everybody's gardens in the UK and over most of Europe, I'm sure. And this is Arrhenius diadematus, the so often so-called garden cross spider, and it does have a sort of interrupted cross shape on the abdomen, beautifully marked. The one good thing about this species is it comes in a range of colours. On gorse, they all tend to be this sort of brownish variant colour, but depending on where the spider is, it can be all sorts of different colours, and I've seen some that have been bright red or really an orangey red. It's a very attractively marked spider. Some females do get to an impressively large size, but all three of our orb weavers, whether it's diadematus, as in this instance, or marmorius or quadratus, Females always attain about the same sort of size. This one has still got a bit more growing to do. But at home, this spider's done brilliantly. It's the best year that I've known for this spider for several years. Good numbers of these are all over the garden, and they're all over the countryside pretty much wherever I go. So this is Araneus diadermatus, the garden spider, or often called garden cross spider. It's another very attractively marked and large orb weaving species. Well, here's Araneus marmorius, and this is the very common form pyramidatus. This form probably makes up at least 50%, if not more, of the population or any population of marmorius at a site. Some specimens can be really brilliant canary yellow. It prefers to make its web more in the shrub layer and higher up, especially so than Araneus quadratus, that prefers lower vegetation in grasses and heather and the such like, but will go so far up gorse. Marmorius seems to prefer taller vegetation like this, and this one's actually at about 5 foot height off the ground. And it's the third example I've found in the last few minutes. Hopefully we may well find the variety I'm looking for, but this is more than likely the Araneus marmorius form that you're going to find, and easily identifiable where this one is sort of a cream or a light olive colour. Some examples can be brilliantly yellow, and I'll try and put a photo in if I can sort one out. And the folium on the back of the spider there is black. I think that's where the name pyramidatus is derived from. It's a very, very attractive spider. But the normal marked marmorius is an absolute gem also, sort of a cross between Araneus diadermatus and Araneus marmorius, but I've not found one as yet, and certainly not found the colour form that I would love to find. So that's Araneus marmorius here at Sherwood Heath. That means we've got all three of our commonest orb weavers. Now for the more specialised forms. Might need another video for that. I'm just walking the last 200 metres or so back towards the car, and I'm going along this woodland edge here. There's some scrub in parts along it, so I'll be continuing a search for the form of Araneus marmorius that I'd like to find. But I have found 6 Araneus marmorius, but they've all been the variety pyramidatus, which is very nice because they do become extremely yellow as they get larger in most instances. 5 out of those 6 have been on scrub birch, so scrub birch is certainly very useful for Araneus marmorius. But I need to try and find marmorius on different plants or different shrubs or trees. So that's my goal. So there may well be a follow-on video to this, probably called something like More Marmorius. Quite catchy.